Hey guys, my name's Mike, and welcome to the open mic. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Open Mic podcast. I am your host, Mike, and at the fifth episode, I had to go big for a even more special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only Dr. Chris Baietto.
Thanks for having me, Mike. I appreciate it. I was like, look how nice Mike is as a host. He got me a poppy because I'm sober. I don't drink any alcohol, so I love the flavor you picked. You got the most feminine flavor for me. I appreciate that. It actually is my favorite flavor, so I love that.
Hey, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Friends don't let friends relapse,
I appreciate it.
I was tempted, but I want to be a good guy, How long have you been sober?
So I haven't drank alcohol for 18 months.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. So, was there any particular reason?
I started winding down. It just was like I was less and less as I got older into being hungover.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd go out and then I would like kill a whole weekend as I get on. I'm a lot older than you. I'm 36. So I feel like once you hit 29 or 30 years old, your tolerance starts to drop and the effects start to really wear on you. So I was like leaning down to like once a month. Then it was like once every 2 months. And then like a year and a half ago, I was like, why am I doing this at all? So I just stopped completely.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's good for you too because, I feel like alcohol, the hangover is also like costly too. Like it's probably something you're better off without.
If I'm being honest, it's like a cheap heroin. I feel like I can get way more done. I feel like I wouldn't have been able to start comedy with another career if I was not drinking because if I was drinking because I just feel like it's too much going out, spending all your nights out, like then being warned for the next day. It just kind of puts you behind the eight ball for whatever you have to get done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and you said it really starts at 29, so that means I got 1 year left before I am gonna be really hungover.
Yeah, well, and everyone's different. For me, it just happened to hit me at 29.
Okay. Well, shoot. I mean, well, now look at you. So yeah, like you said, like you said, you got So for those who don't know Dr. Chris. Dr. Chris is a real doctor. Do you want to say what kind of?
Yeah, I was gonna say, doctor. I'm a doctorate in physical therapy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't save your life, but I can crack your back and massage your neck. You know what I mean?
Right. And what made you decide, or what made you having this career of cracking backs? What made you want to start cracking jokes?
So basically, why I got into comedy was I just always loved stand-up comedy. There was never anything that like got me laughing more than stand-up. Like, there's no movie, there's no TV show, there's nothing in this world that ever in my whole life got me laughing as hard as I would with some certain stand-up comics like Dave Chappelle and Louis C.K. and even some other comics that just have like a killer bit. I've never it was almost like it's a humor hypnotism. I just feel like I would get like enamored with it. And I always wanted to try it. But I was always too pussy and scared to do so.
Right, yeah.
And then how I started, just to kind of finish and sum that up, was I tore my Achilles tendon and my ATFL, which is the ligament that holds the entire outside of your ankle together. Mm-hmm. I tore that in basketball. I was playing like 4 times a week in competitive leagues and stuff like that. And that was my stand-up comedy for like 20 years. That was like my side job for like ever. And my team and I were winning like every championship in every like St. Pete, Clearwater, Safety Harbor, Tampa. We won a championship in like and we would revolve around each league that we wanted to do, and we would just win and we would just interchange. We'd have the same group of 4 or 5 guys, and we'd like plug in 2 or 3 random guys per season because people drop. Yeah. And we just win. We won like I think 9 straight championships over the course of like 5 years. And in basketball, I think we as a record over 10 seasons, I think we were like 110-2.
What?
In like 10
that
seasons.
News, dude. I did not know you were
Yes.
a star basketball player.
I was not a star basketball player. I had guys who played like D1 at like Iowa University and stuff. There's 6'8" guys, and all I had to do was like get past the first guy, and then I'd throw the ball up, and I'd have a guy alley-oop dunk it on like a guy that like looks like you. It's like just how, you know what I'm saying? It was like I was just a good like third or fourth scorer. Let me put it that way. Because when I wasn't with this team, I was putting up like 35, 40 a game, and we would like go like 500, like maybe 505. When I joined this way better team, it was like now my role got diminished, but yet our results got like substantially better because I had a team around me.
Yeah, so I see. So you're kind of like a game manager, like just kind of like let like the skill, the talented players,
Okay, I didn't say it was talented, but I like that. I like that. No, I was gonna say it's
like the physically gifted ones.
Yes, exactly. I'm not as physically gifted as most, and or as 6'7" guys who could jump out of the gym. But it was nice. It was like I was the good shooter, high IQ player, ball distributor, like you said, kind of like a point guard, game manager. Yeah, and I like that role because it's like I was able to kind of dictate the flow of the game.
So you're kind of like you're like the John Stockton of St. Pete, basically.
I wear usually a little bit tighter and a little bit shorter shorts, but yes, pretty much.
That's crazy. Wow. So okay. So going back to when you started, because so when was your first open mic?
First open mic was in I believe it was either the first week of January or the last week of December. I don't remember the exact date because I remember it was about 3 or 4 weeks after I tore my ankle up and I was in a boot. And the first time I ever got on stage was at Sunshine City Comedy Club. Literally, shout out to Kenny Garcia. First time ever, and it was a packed house that night. It was like freaking 35 audience members because somebody lost a fantasy football league the year before, and they as a bet they had like their entire family and friends come to watch this person do lines that they wrote for him. And so I got up there right before that guy got up, and it was like 40 plus people in the audience. And I was like I was so nervous, I was reading off my phone things that I wrote for 4 years, and I was too afraid to stay on stage. I finally had the balls with my boot on to hobble up on stage and do them. And it went great. Like I got laughs, everyone was laughing, everyone was like vibing with it. And I'm reading off a phone. And I remember feeling like, man, this shit ain't hard. I got this shit figured out. I was all pumped. And then the next time I came that Tuesday, because once again, Sunshine has an open mic on Tuesday night. So now I'm hosting. Took about full circle. Like 10 months later, I'm hosting the mic that I started at.
Dreams really do come true.
Volunteer work, yeah. Free $99, no, but no, it's a great experience, yeah.
Right.
As you host the Friday nights,
right? Yeah,
you know all about that.
It is fun, and like volunteer work, but yeah, definitely great to have between Sunshine and Clearwater, like
enriched with experience. Yeah,
and plenty of opportunities for reps, and being newer comedians, like it's good to like get practice hosting because that's where first started.
Yeah.
Like, that side splitters hosting spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
What I was gonna say is about the first time went really well, and I was like all cocky on cloud nine, leaving that place like, dude, this ain't that hard. And I was like, clearly I'm a genius writer, and like I thought who I was. And then the Tuesday night mic I went to, and it was like like kind of a typical open mic night. There was like 4 audience members,
right?
And then it was like 10 comics sitting in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and I did a whole different, I wrote a whole new 5 minutes, and I'm like, man, if that one crushed, I'm going to do the new stuff. And I did a whole new 5 minutes, and I got 1 laugh in 5 minutes. And it was Cheo laugh. And that was it. He gave me like 1 pity laugh.
Yeah.
And then I went home that night and was like, oh yeah, this is not as easy as I thought it was. I was like, and then for the next 2 months after that, it would be like 1 set would go okay, and then 2 or 3 sets would go horribly. 1 set would go okay, 2 and like I feel like the first 3 months it was just figuring out how to stand on stage and be somewhat comfortable enough to like A, recite the material, but B, think on the spot. You know what I mean?
Right. That's interesting. Yeah. It's funny that you say that because that's what Joel said too. Like, like I hear that like the first time it goes well, but then the second time you just eat shit.
Oh,
Because then
false confidence.
Yeah.
It's like what does they call it? Like when you have really good luck from the start, beginner's luck.
Yeah.
It's like I had beginner's luck. I had the right audience. You know, it's all about the audience. It's all about the vibe. I had an audience that would laugh at anything. They were ready to laugh with their friends. So I went up there and I just said some of my lines, which I think you still use from that 5 minutes I did. One joke that I still kind of a semblance of it used. After that, I almost don't talk about anything I talked about the first 4 or 5 months I was on stage. And that was 5 months ago. Like literally, I don't talk about any of those jokes because they're all terrible. They're all horrible. And like I didn't realize how bad they were until I started writing real jokes.
Do you remember can you remember even any of those first jokes you wrote?
Oh my god, yes. They were so bad. I remember the first round of jokes I was writing about was like I like really big boobs. And like naturally big boobs. And I wrote like 3 minutes on like how much I like big boobs and all these funny ways of saying how I like big boobs. And I really have not repeated any of that after the first month of comedy.
Yeah. So that gets me thinking I might need to rethink my boobs material too.
Oh, I got plenty for you if you want to use it. I have a lot written out. What was my favorite? Like one of my favorite lines from that, like how boobs are graded on letters.
Right.
So I was like, straight A's may get you into Yale, but it won't get these lips around those nips.
Oh yeah.
Because I like a breast size with a failing test grade. You know what I mean? Like double F, preferably.
I see. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
You didn't even get this joke. This is perfect. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. That's why I stopped using it.
Right. But yeah, I do. I mean, I do watch. I do see you performing quite a bit at Clearwater.
Lots.
I do always see you writing new bits, and I guess I wanted to ask you because perhaps there's probably a lot of people watching this are comedians, or maybe
all 10 of them. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I know Eddie's gonna be watching.
I would say I personally never watched the podcast, but I would say this. But listen, now that I'm on this episode, I may watch this episode. So you may have gotten a view.
Yeah. That's how you know. That's how you know it's good content.
This is what I do. This is I literally come on stage and I just fuck with people for the first 3 to 5 minutes I'm on stage. That's literally my style. It's I'm as authentic and genuine as I can be. Because you're from New York, I don't know if you guys are like this in upstate, but in Queens, Long Island, in the city, we tease each other, we bust each other's balls when we like each other. If I wasn't teasing you or busting your balls, and I was just whatever, hi, cordial with you, I'm trying to avoid you. I don't like you. My friends and I, that's how we grew up. It's we just razz each other. If you wore a bucket hat out, I'm going to rip on you for the first 10 minutes I see you about your bucket hat and roast you on it, how you look like Gilligan, blah, blah, blah. But then you're going to roast me about whatever, my tight pants or my tight shirt or whatever. And that's how we connect. And here, I feel some people get it and some people don't.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's all banter, and especially I feel that just kind of helps too. So have you always been when you first started doing comedy, being able to talk shit to the crowd? Is that something that you said would you say you've gotten better at since you started?
100% got better at, but it's always been baked into my personality. I've just busted everyone's balls my whole life, so that came more naturally as I got more comfortable on stage. When I first got on stage, I'm sure you can attest to this, you're just trying to remember what you want to say and not shake up there. You know what I mean? It's when you first learn to drive, you're just can I keep this thing between the two lines? That's your biggest focus is don't crash into the car in front of you, keep this between the two lines. That's all you do in the first 1 or 2 times you get in the car. After that, then you can sip coffee, talk on the phone, eat a bagel, drive with your knees, all at one time, and it becomes super easy. I feel in comedy, every month, I feel I can add another multitasking to my driving. Eventually I'm going to crash, but for now, it's a great ride. I feel everything I'm able to do more and more and more on stage each month.
So when you say that you're eventually going to crash, are you saying that your rise to fame is going to, at some point, fall off?
You know what I mean? Basically, who knows? Maybe I'll get canceled. I don't know. I kind of say whatever I want, but
We appreciate it.
yeah, no, love it.
One of the real ones. I will say that too. Like I was, because I appreciate it. Because some people always tell you like after like, hey, good set, good set. I do appreciate you. You always tell me, which is pretty frequently, like when I had a bad set. Because like, yeah,
Oh, don't be so kind, Mike. You make me look so good. No, keep going, man. I like this.
Well, I'm just saying it's good to be like honest. Like you said, like
Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
yeah,
Like I'm not gonna come and beat you down, but I'm also like I'm not gonna be like you suck. But like I'm gonna be like, hey, like what happened? What were you thinking? What direction were you trying to go in with this? What direction were you trying to go with that? Like maybe you could have done this a little bit more with this person because we have two very different comedy styles. We did not say that.
yeah.
They're two very different comics.
Yeah, honestly, I know with like Cheo, two sides of funny, but we're almost kind of like that. Where me and him were like opposite.
Yeah.
Like because I mean your style is like doctor, like smart, educated. I'm kind of like a little like more like dick jokes, kind of stupid.
Well, I feel like that's more content wise. I'm thinking even more style or delivery wise. I feel like you're very like baseline, like you're very homeostasis. Like you're not very animated or pantomime anything out. You don't act a whole lot on stage. Your voice doesn't go up or down, like change the octaves. You kind of keep it here, and your writing is what gets the laugh out of the person. It's like more like your stuff's gotta be clean. It's gotta be like trimmed down and cut like perfectly. It can't be any fat on it. And that's kind of how your comedy is. It's like jab, here comes the punch. At most, jab, jab, and then here comes the punch. Like you don't have like a whole long, drawn out setup. Usually, like you literally kind of get right to your punch.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that just seems like it's. I mean, I've tried. I feel like trying to like, but that's just like comes with more experience writing and like writing a lot of jokes. But
no, but I'm saying like that. I thought maybe that's just your style. Like I just noticed that's like what you like do. That's what kind of where your strengths are. Is you have like more things that make you think, and it's real quick, and it hits you right away, and then you get to the next thing, you get to the next thing, you get to the next thing. So it's like a lot. You're packing a lot of punch into like a small time frame.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, and different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Some people do like those comedians that are more punchy or like quicker jokes, but like some, I have like a lot of friends that like the more like drawn out
like you remind me of have you ever heard of Jimmy Carr?
I saw him at
I feel like you have like very similar style. He's so quick and cutting and like boom, 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 boom. It's like a machine gun. And I feel like that's like anybody's like he's just expert level at it. But like if you can get to that like level or semblance of that level, like that would be like I feel like that's your frequency. It's like him. And then like me, I'm more like I don't know, who would you say you think I'd be like? Who do I remind you?
I was gonna say.
Sorry.
I mean, I do. Well, I feel like obviously for the looks, but I wouldn't say Andrew Schultz even because I feel like he kind of throws it back.
He does kick butt on the crowds and the audiences. He does roast him a lot. I've actually watched him culminations of his stuff, and I'm like, I didn't realize he was that much of a crowd work guy. Because now he's doing more like arenas, and he doesn't really have a whole lot of chance to do crowd work because he's in a bigger forum.
So, kind of off topic.
Go ahead.
Off topic, but would you go to the Riyadh Comedy Festival if they paid you enough?
Oh, this the one in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, if the number was right, yeah, I would. Like, I have no quarrel. Like, I have no quarrel to sit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, cool, you're performing in Saudi Arabia. It's like I'm not gonna behead anyone when I get there. I'm not going to participate in any of the terrible rituals that may be going on there. But if someone at this point in my comedy career offered me like $1 million to do 10 minutes over in Saudi Arabia, yes, I would take it. Okay. How about you? Would you take it?
The money's still green, is what I'm saying.
Is it not?
Yeah, I mean, if the money
might be from black from the oil, they might be paying for it, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, So yeah, if you can get paid to do comedy there, that doesn't necessarily mean you support what's going on over there.
No. I feel like you can separate and compartmentalize the two. Like I said, I'm not going to be beheading anybody while I'm there. Like I'm just going to be doing some jokes and hopefully not beheaded myself for saying something wrong because I've been known to do that. So
yeah, maybe get headed after the set from a fan or something.
maybe.
No.
I have a feeling women can't go to the shows there or something, so I don't know how
Right.
that would really work out.
I mean,
it would be a real cock fest at that fucking place, I think.
yeah, I'm sure like the misogynist material would kill.
Oh, dude, if I just went up there and did like women hate jokes, I would be like the biggest hit there. I feel like.
Yeah, well, the reason I was thinking of that was because I know Schultz is one of the comedians. So
Did he go?
Yeah.
I didn't know he went. Yeah. Well, I guess my doppelganger. If I'm a doppelganger, it's good enough for my doppelganger to go. It's good enough for me to go.
That's why I was like,
That's funny. Yeah.
I was like, I hope this adds up. So.
Well, way to take it full circle. I appreciate that. Any other comedians, or would you say Schultz is really the main one that comes to mind?
Jeez, there's so many. Yeah, because like I feel like you have like a good mix. Like I feel like there's some comedians that do like all comedies almost.
One or the other, yeah.
But
I'm trying to be in that middle.
Yeah, you kind of because you have some. You get to your material too, so.
Well, my thing is like, I don't know if you know, if maybe correct me if you don't see this as well though, but how I try to do it and the best sets I ever had, and I'll ask you obviously what your best sets you ever had or what you feel like the right frequency is. But for me, the best sets I ever had were when I worked with the crowd and like worked them for the first 3 to 5 minutes. Let's say I got a 10 or 12 minute set. First like 3 minutes, I'm just getting to know them. I'm ripping on this person, I'm ripping on this person. Then I come back, I rip on myself. Then I come back, I rip on, and based on their answers, now we can go down different avenues. And if you say such stupid comment, like now we could spend all this time on that. Or let's say you say a buzzword that goes into a joke that I've written before. Mm-hmm. Time is struck. We're all like, if you respond in a sports analogy to one of my questions, now it's like everyone's thinking about sports. So everyone's like dialed into sports. Why don't I do like a WNBA joke right now? And it's like, let me sneak that in. And like, I come with a plan, but basically, as I'm on stage, if somebody says something and I have a joke for like a balding guy, I'll go to that. If someone says something about Disney, I can go to that. And then I can bring it back to the crowd. And then if someone else brings up another topic, I have a joke about drinking and sobriety, stuff like that. I try to make it like we're hanging out and we're just having a conversation. I'm thinking all this shit on the fly. Meanwhile, I've performed this 50 times already.
Yeah, wow. So now I'm starting to see like what happens when you use that Dr. Brain for comedy. Because I'm like, yeah, no, that, but I do see, and like, I feel like that's like getting good practice with that at hosting the open mics too, with, you know,
it's great practice.
Being able to like make a comment, like one of your jokes off someone else's set.
That's honestly my favorite thing to do, is make a joke about someone else's last sentence. And hopefully not offend them, but hopefully make everyone in the room laugh. That is the delicate balance.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And also, if that prior comedian bombs, to kind of get the audience to laugh again, get the show back on track.
Gotta break that tension. You know this. You're hosting on Fridays. You have to break that tension.
Oh yeah. Because you know if like it's a strong comedian coming up next, like, all right, let's not like tell a 30-second bit right now. Let's just bring them up and keep the momentum.
Yeah, just make a quick comment, get off. If somebody just bombs and another person that you don't know is coming up, or somebody who's not that experienced, like maybe then get them back warmed up with a joke and get them going, and then now they're laughing. Now you give the other person a chance, because you know how important aura and energy is. If the last two people just bomb miserably, even if that guy comes up and is really funny, he's still going to need a minute or two to get them back into laughing mode. So, like, that's why it's always good to have, like, someone do really well before your set, because then when you come up there, they're primed. They're ready to go. If they just sat there and now they're on their phones and they're bored and not even paying attention to the stage, you go up there, you're going to have to win their attention again now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's definitely depends, like, and being able to think on the fly, like, that's really, you know, important skill. So, I was gonna ask you too. So, do you prefer? Well, do you prefer being a doctor or being a comedian or what?
I think it's still way too early to tell about the comedy thing. I love being a physical therapist in the right that I am right now. If in the wrong setting, being a physical therapist is like torture. Like if you worked for an outpatient clinic that was churning in and out of patients and treating them like a number, or you worked in a hospital or skilled nursing facility where it's a little bit like you're working with patients that are like a lot sicker, a lot more testy and aggravated. It could be a rough day. It could still be fulfilling and satisfying, but to me, it's like I try to tend to be like more of a happy-go-lucky guy, and it's like if you worked with like dying puppies all day, it's like really tough to be in a good mood. You know what I mean? So now that I own my own business and I do a little bit of home health, contract home health on the side with my business, which is more cash-based outpatient orthopedic physical therapy, it's like working with people like jiu-jitsu athlete or like a runner who like is 35 years old, their knee hurts. All the other physical therapists have failed them in the past. They want to come to me. I have advanced certifications. I have 10 years of experience. Like I've spent tens of thousands of dollars after school learning how to be as advanced as possible because I'm a performance-based physical therapist. If I don't get you better, you're not going to come back to me and you're not going to recommend anyone to my practice. If I worked at a facility or a regular physical therapy place and I don't get you better, it doesn't matter. More doctors are going to be sending us a bunch of patients over.
I see. So it's more crucial that you
Survival now. Yeah. If I'm not good, I don't survive.
Yeah. Wow. When you put it that way, that's gonna make you like kick it up a bit.
Yeah. But it's not even like stressful or nervous. You just go and you just like if you want to get better at comedy, you have to go to mics. If you want to get better at physical therapy, you have to go to courses and you have to practice them. And it literally is this same thing. I'm just moving it into a different angle for comedy. I just moved it this way.
Yeah. So would you say like that? Would you describe yourself as a joke doctor?
I've never thought of it that way.
Like going through your past jokes that maybe didn't work to try to fix them.
Oh, I try to revive them all the time. Yeah, and I had a revival on was it Friday night? I had a revival. I don't know if you. So Friday night.
Friday.
We are at Clearwater Comedy Club, and I was booked on Law Smith's show, and I was booked on the Dirty Show after, and I ended up working the door that night as well. So it was like I was like doing three things at once, and the first show was great, packed out, 40 people. I had a great, I did 12 minutes, I had a great set, but I prepared, like you said, joke doctor. I was prepping beforehand. I timed out every joke that I have. Like this is earlier in the day. I timed out every joke I have, and I timed out exactly how many minutes that joke was. And I wrote all of my jokes that I feel like were prime and ready to go and things that work. And I had about 30, let's say 5 minutes of stuff. So I put 12 minutes into this corner, and I said for the second show, I don't want to repeat, not one single joke do I want to repeat on the second show. So I made a separate 15 minutes for the second show. So I had 20, and I had 8 minutes of reserve minutes. And I was like, I'd never done that before. I just did that because I was like, I want to challenge myself to do 2 different shows because in case people stay for the second show, I don't want to repeat material. And 8 fucking people stayed for the second show. So literally almost 40% of the second show was repeats. So I'm glad I prepped beforehand.
Yeah, because that's the thing for those Friday, Saturday shows. Like there's 2 and back to back. If you're on both, those. I know yesterday too. Yeah, there was a lot of people that stayed out for both.
Yeah, I think it was 6 people stayed.
So.
I was going to say. So then at the end of what happened on the Dirty Show was crazy. I forgot to say this. 3 comics dropped from the Dirty Show. So I was the only one who got booked that came. The other ones dropped last minute. So James found one other fill-in. This guy, Joe Holt, who's been coming a lot to the club. He was there last night as well. Joe Holt, yeah.
Joe Holt. Oh, I thought you were saying
Joe Holt. No, Joe Holt. So this guy Joe, he's an older comic. Me and him and Vince, the bartender, were the only 3 comics, and then we had 2 bartenders. And so I didn't find out until halfway through the show that those other guys weren't coming. So I had to do I did 15 minutes, Vince did 15 minutes, Joe did 12 minutes, the Barkers did their 8 to 10 minutes. And it was I was barely making an hour. And I get on stage to do the check spot. And I go on the check spot and I go, hey guys, the last comic got sick. I just like made, I was like, last time we got sick, couldn't make it. I was like, you guys got an hour of comedy for like $5 a ticket. I was like, you got, and then these two 18-year-olds in the front go, more. They start chanting more, and then everyone in the room's like, we want more. They were like screaming because I was like, what? Because it was a really good crowd Friday night, like both shows. Wow. And he was screaming, we want more.
After the Late Show?
Dude, this is on the Late Show, it's like 11:45, and they're like, we want more. And I was like, dude, I felt like a rock star. I was like, do you guys want more? And they're like, we want more. And I was like, do you want more? And they're like, what do you want? And then I was like, all right, I'll do more. And and I literally just started like fucking with everyone for like 5 minutes. And then I was like, I thought back to those like 5 reserve minutes I hadn't used that night. And I threw a couple of those jokes in, and they crushed. Like I brought a joke I hadn't done in 4 months out, and it crushed. And I was like, that's the best that joke has ever hit, because they would have like fucking soaked anything up because they were begging for it. So anything I gave them, they would have loved. So it's like I threw that joke. I threw a couple fluff jokes in. They crushed, and I was like, all right, now get the fuck out of here. And I was like, I did 42 minutes of fucking different material, not repeating a joke.
40
Friday night, 42 minutes. 42 minutes, bro.
Holy shit. Dude. Wow, I can't believe. So that's why you always want to prepare reserve minutes, because you never know when you're going to get awkward back on stage.
It was like God told me before. I never did that in my life. I never timed all my jokes out. I just kind of like put 5 jokes together, rehearsed it a couple of times, timed it, and it's like, all right, that's about 10 minutes, good. And then I like, if I have a 12-minute set, 10 minutes is perfect for me because, I like to connect with the crowd and bullshit for the first couple of minutes. So I can't get myself a tight 12. I have to kind of have like a loose 9 or 8 minutes to fill in 12 minutes, because I fill it in already with improvisational crowd work and stuff. But it was like, if I didn't prep that day, I wouldn't have split that material properly. I wouldn't have paired things properly, and it wouldn't have been nearly as good of a show. And like both of those, I'd be proud to post both of those recordings that I have on Friday night. Now, last night, different story. That's what the Late Show.
Yeah.
That's comedy though, right? Up and down. I was literally thought I was Dave Chappelle after Friday night. After last night, the first show I did great. The second show I was like about to cry.
Dude, I feel like that happens too, where if I'm coming off a really good set, a lot of the time my next set sucks. But a lot of time
I'll string 3 or 4 together, but then I'll have a dive at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll have a big dip.
Yeah. You get humbled quick.
Yeah.
Like,
I got humbled last night.
Yeah.
Like, but no one did great on that last show. But still, it was like I wasn't. No one did great, but people did okay and good. I would say that I would rate my own performance, what I presented up there, as a D at best. Like I didn't bring my best self. I didn't bring my usual jovial, like energetic self. I didn't bring the energy when the crowd needed energy, because they were so low energy. They needed me to like fucking revive them, and I didn't do it last night. And like that was where I was like, I failed them, not they suck. They just needed a lot of work to get going, but they could get going because even that Danny guy who came, he got them going at certain points. Like he'd get them up and then they'd drop down real quick, and then he'd get them up like 2-3 minutes later, and then they drop down real quick.
Dude, I didn't realize how fake that guy was actually.
Yeah, he's like Ryan Holmes, like podcast mate.
Oh man.
Yeah, like dude, but he dropped in Friday night as I was doing my 3rd act of the night. I was doing my 3rd set on stage at like 11:45 at night after they're chanting "We want more," and as they were saying that, him and his wife walked in, and so so I make fun of them. I'm on stage. I'm like, oh, look at these two walking in at like 10 minutes, 5 minutes of the show left, and his wife got like a little bit like, she like kind of hid behind the curtain, like you could just tell she was like, oh, this guy is like, I don't want to get roasted. And he stood there, he was confident, he stood there, would watch me. And I did like my last 5 minutes of like those fluffed in jokes I threw in there. It got a big a reaction. And then I said, all right, leave us a review. I finished the check spot. They already had their tabs. They were just like sitting there for 10 minutes with their tabs because they were screaming more. So I gave them 10 more minutes of comedy. So they're all waiting for me to finish. And then when they were done, we all had a great, everyone was just like laughing, like coming over, thanking Vince and I and stuff. And they go to pay the tabs, and he comes right over to me and he goes, hey, he's like, is this your call? I go, no, I'm just like, I'm running the door tonight, tomorrow. And he's like, is there anything I can get on like the Late Show tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure I'm sure I can work you in and carve out some time. And I was like, take down my Instagram. I was like, well, we'll exchange Instagrams on DM tomorrow just to confirm and make sure you can do it. So I was trying to get him to go on the first show, because we had like 45 plus people on the first show. And I was like trying to get him on the first one just to kind of like, to get a good experience in Clearwater, comedy club, because I knew we were gonna have a packed out night. And I was like, can you make it by 10? He's like, I have dinner like late, so I don't know. And he ended up showing up like 11. So that's when I was like, all right, and I threw him on the Dirty Show. Like, that's when I had to bump you down below me. I had to bump you for Danny. I'm sorry, I didn't bump you. The dude has like 300,000 followers on Instagram. I didn't bump you, man. Sorry.
That makes so much sense.
You're like, you came over to the board. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like, trust me. Just trust in me, dude.
Well, when he overran his time like by like 6 minutes.
10 minutes.
I know, yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, but like, dude, I didn't. It was the most interesting thing we saw that night. So it was way better than anything that we did that night. Yeah.
It wasn't like an open mic comedian,
no,
the
writing was so good. The writing was so much. I mean, you heard his jokes; they were like layered. They were good. That's a guy who's been in the game for a decade or more, who has like me dissected it like step by step. Like, I'm still so early
He's
in my
doctorate in comedy.
I would give him an honorary doctorate in comedy for sure.
And what's nice about like bombing though with comedy, it's like, yeah, the night might go to die, like it's a bad set. It's just one night though. Like, it's not like if you as a doctor like fuck up and kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's really hard for me as a physical therapist to kill anybody though. Like, I mean, there's
a stretch.
I would say, like, if I was a brain surgeon, yeah, I'd give you that. But it's like I can't even prescribe Tylenol, dude. Like, literally, that's the one negative about being a physical therapist. Is I can't prescribe imaging or medication, and most of my patients need antidepressants, not painkillers, because they're just out of their mind.
That's fun. Yeah, right. Yeah, a lot of people on those. But I guess. Yeah. All right. Well, as a doctor.
Don't ask me for any free advice right now.
Okay.
If your shoulder hurts, I am not fixing you on this camera. Actually, that would be pretty good marketing. Maybe I should fix you on camera.
Yeah, I think, no, we'll probably get like over 100 views probably.
Dude, hey, that's free Google fucking marketing right there. I'm in for that. All right, come on, lay on the floor. I'll crack your back.
Actually? Maybe.
No, actually, no.
Okay.
This one, I wouldn't even be able to do it on the floor. I would need leverage of the table.
That'll be on the next episode.
Yeah, I'll bring my massage table and I'll just like work on your back, and then you can get up and like you'll be 2 inches taller and be like, go to Dr. Chris.
Yeah, and then for a happy ending.
I'll have to bring somebody to finish that off. That's my assistant. They do that.
Yeah, that's the intern.
Yeah, that's well below my pay grade. Happy ending.
So I wanted to ask you, like, since you're organizing your jokes, like how do you stay organized? I feel like that's something that I really struggle with, like organizing my best jokes and like.
Okay, so like, what's your process right now? How do you organize them?
So right now,
I can't even tell you the difference between all right style.
Yeah, so I have like a premises, like a notes for like premises that I'm working on, and then like I have like my like type 5, and then I have like brand new premises, and then like I have like ones that I'm working on, and then I have like the type 5, and then I try to like have like a bank of jokes like that I can go to.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
where do you keep this bank? Is it like on your phone? Is it on a computer?
Like
is it on a processor? Is it on what?
Google Docs.
But are you like typing it on your phone, or are you typing on your computer? Like how do you write down your stuff?
Both. I'd say type it on my phone and computer.
Okay. So do you have it in multiple places or all in like one spot?
It's all separate like documents on Google Docs.
And then how do you know? Well, because you kind of do a lot of random jokes. How do you know to pair joke 1 with joke 2 and joke 3? Like, how do you like work those combos? I kind of feel like you have the same kind of flow. Do you ever play around and do this joke before this joke or this joke before this joke and like alter it at all?
Yeah, like when I have to do like more than 5 minutes, like I feel like I will like work in some ones that are like my go-tos that like I know are like work decent, and then try working the new ones, and then I'll try to like it comes in a different order.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's I don't know, like it, and that's the thing. Like they work in different ways, so it's hard to tell like what your best jokes are sometimes.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you play around the combo. Like I always try to play around with the combos. Like every night, or most nights, I try to like move one joke here, move one joke there, or like I told you before, if the topic comes up organically within the audience, I'm gonna and I have a bit about it because I have a bit about everything, like drinking, sex, balding, getting older, women, driving. I have a bit about. I feel like I have a little bit of everything to where if you bring it up, the topic, we're gonna go down that road, or I'll bait you as an audience or lead you like a lawyer, lead you into a subject, and then I know what I'm gonna say, but it seems like I'm coming up with it on the fly, which makes it like way more charming. Because then it's like, oh, like look, this guy we just had a conversation. It's like a magician. It's like, oh look, I told the rabbit, maybe the rabbit was in the hat the whole time. But you're like, oh look, it came out of nowhere. Like, ooh. So like I'm kind of like pulling a joke out of the hat. I'm like acting like, oh look, but meanwhile it's like that thing's been in there the whole time, and it's just a thing of apartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like how I stay organized. To go back to that is I have everything on my phone, and I just like type everything out. And when I think of an idea, like within a few seconds, I just type out an idea, and then I develop that joke, and then I try it on stage. Typically at open mic, or typically at like a smaller showcase with not as many people, and I'll like try it out, and then I'll like play around with it, and I call it an investment. I call each joke is like an investment. I'll usually, if a joke shows some promise here or there, some likes, or it has a good part here or there, I'll try to knead this thing into a joke. And I'll give it a month of investing time and energy and effort into it and wasting my time on stage, because I feel like every minute or every second on stage is valuable to me. So if I'm saying jokes that don't work over and over and over again, am I really using my time wisely? That's how we're paid for our like free labor, or even when we're like working for a club, we're paid in time. Time is our equity. So if I'm wasting it on a bad investment, over 3 months, I just wasted 40 minutes of stage time on a shitty joke. But you have to play that between stoking it with enough life and trying to tweeze something good out of it. And if it's a really fun premise, or I really enjoy saying it on stage and just no one else gets it, I really try to play with it for about a month or so. And if it doesn't work, I'll drop it from a rotation. I'll put it in the back of the phone, and then maybe one day, like I'll try to revive it, like you were saying, like try to put my doctor hands.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but it's in the back of the phone. And, yeah, it's like I'm not even thinking about it anymore. And then if something happens in my life and it changes my perspective on it, I think it's a funnier like twist, I'll go back to that joke. Maybe I try it on stage again. Like it's all combos, dude. I'm constantly trying to put in. You hear me every time you see me on stage. I'm saying a new joke. Like I try to fill in my middle minutes with like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of like brand new stuff. If it's a really bad crowd, I'll do a full 12 minutes on brand new stuff. I'll start maybe with a minute just to see like if it's a really good joke, does it hit? And then after that first minute, if I see that one doesn't hit, then I don't take offense to the next 10 minutes when I just say new stuff.
Yeah, I see.
I'm very careful and meticulous about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, do you ever like have something that you say on stage that's like you recognize like first time, like this is so bad, I'm never gonna try it,
All the time.
and it goes straight to the graveyard. Oh, all the time.
I mean, I'll say all the time. At least once a week. I'm like, I'll never say.
Where it's not even worth working out over a month.
I was high as fuck when I thought of this, or I was like very, very sleepy. This doesn't make any sense. It only makes sense in my mind. I don't even want to try to relate this to the audience anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Because you have a lot of those, so I guess that's a good idea. Because I've had a fat graveyard, but yeah, like you said, yeah.
My girlfriend's not that fat, but there's definitely some dead bodies in there for sure.
Yeah, put it on ice, like maybe one day, like
Yeah.
as like Walt Disney.
Yeah, put the joke on ice. That's basically where all my jokes are sitting on ice right now. What about like worst bomb? I like that. Let's talk about worst bomb. What was your worst bomb? When was it and where was it? And talk to me about it. Tell me about it. I'm hosting the show now. I'm the host now. I'm the captain of this ship for the next 5 minutes.
Dude, I've had two really bad.
Here in Tampa, please tell me one of them was in this area.
2 of them were in Clearwater.
Was I there?
I think you were there both times.
Yeah. I was there both times.
Yeah.
Hey.
Can't stay away.
I was gonna say, what do you think we're doing? Okay, so
It's small.
was I at both of them? I feel like I was
definitely at one.
I was like, I remember the one I was at, and what did I say to you after this show? I feel like I was bluntly honest with you. What did I say?
Yeah.
This was like a couple months ago, I think, right?
I think he said, like, you know,
I gave you
like,
the
yeah,
option.
like, yeah, never say that. It's my ever.
Was it the one when those like
Was
you
the black-
told the laundry joke and the black guys heckling your set?
Yes, that was.
I was like, bro, why didn't you handle it? And you were just like, bro, I felt like super thrown off by it.
Well, because he was so respectful about it. Like, when the audience is kind of an asshole and like yells or like is out of line, it's easier
to roll with it,
and to kind of put them down. But like, he was like so respectful. Like his tone, he was just like, "Hey man, I don't appreciate that." Like,
it's
just the laundry one, damn it.
Yeah,
And
it's like, dude, it's a joke. It's like it's a clever joke. I feel like you really haven't been saying it as much ever since that time.
Yeah, and
or you refined it, or you trimmed some stuff out of it. I feel like it used to be. I felt like a longer joke.
Yeah, I know the one part of the joke is definitely. Yeah, I could see why someone would get offended, and obviously it's not my intention.
It's funny though. That's what I'm saying. Is it's funny. It's like, but I feel like maybe you have to just set it up where you have to kind of make fun of like artists. Like you have to make fun of white people before you open it up. You can't just make fun of laundry and make racial tone if you don't set it up and like make fun of yourself right before. You know what I'm saying? It's all humility. It's showing humility, but also showing like if I can make fun of myself, I can make fun of you guys. And like that's my big thing as I've been doing comedy, I've noticed it's like when I first started, I was like, man, I'm coming across like kind of like a tool bag up there. Like I don't know, maybe like you noticed it. I just felt very like cocky tool bag. Like a lot of the other comics don't look like me.
Probably one of the biggest tools ever. But I will say it's made my first impression. But yeah,
that was your first impression of me, though.
Yeah,
hell yeah, I knew that. I knew it, bro. I knew it. I felt it in my bones.
Yeah. But no, I do agree because I feel like, if you're self-deprecating, people want to laugh. It makes you more likable if you're like...
And I don't do it just for that. I do it because I make fun of myself all the time. So it's like, I'm not above it. Like, I'm not there just to berate the crowd. I'm there to like lightly roast and have a good time and make fun of our differences, but also make fun of myself. I have a big nose. I have plenty of flaws. I know I don't look like a lot of the comics. Like I said, I get a lot of shit from comics for like, why are you doing this? Like I have a joke and I've taken it out, but because it's kind of in the graveyard right now. But I've tried it on stage. Tried it on stage like 10 times and only hit like twice. I was like, a lot of comics, they roasted me at first. They're like, dude, you're too good looking to do comedy. You can either be funny or good looking. It's really hard to be both. And I've had comics telling me this right before I was getting on stage in Denver, in freaking Side Splitters. Like I've been told this at least a dozen times, and twice like right before I'm getting on stage, and it pissed me off. I'm like, all right, cool. And I had my best sets after I was told that. It's like, fuck you, I'm gonna prove you wrong. But the whole point I was gonna say is that I feel a lot like a black athlete trying to make it in the Professional Bowling Association. Well, like all the old pros are coming up to me like, dude, can't you play any other sport? Why are you here, dude? Can't you play anything else? Like, why are you taking like Tubby McGraw's spot on the fucking tour? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why are you taking away from this old, unathletic white guy's spot when you're like a black athlete? Like, why are you bowling? Like, I feel like people are like, why are you doing comedy? Like, you already have a business. You have like, you're like pretty set off right now. You have a life. Like, why are you spending 5 nights a week making no money doing comedy? You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of, I'm just like, I know it's an enigma, but it's like, I enjoy it.
That's funny because Aaron Rodgers' documentary is called Enigma. And
that's one of the guys I feel like I look like. Yeah.
But
full circle again.
Yeah. Yet again, coming full circle. And that was gonna be my next question. I was gonna ask.
Yes.
So, being the doctor, running your own business, like, why, like, what drives you to do comedy, and like, why do you put so much time in when you're successful and like you don't like
I think
need it? You don't need it, like, you know what I mean? Like, what motivates you to do it?
I think that shows. I think differently said. I think that shows how much I like doing it because I don't need it. I'm not doing it because I want to make it in comedy or because I want to be the one. Like, of course, I want to be as successful as possible, but like, I'm not like looking for it. Like, oh, I really want myself to have a fully autonomous like comedy career and not ever do physical therapy again. Like, I get so much fulfillment out of being a physical therapist and helping people and making money on doing something that I love to do, which is help people get out of pain, help people get back to function, help people get out of depression and get back to real life. That gives me so much of a sense of accomplishment that I love it. And I don't ever want to, even if I get to some level of fame and I could make if I could make 6 figures doing comedy, I would still want to work in some regards as a physical therapist for like part-time, like part of the week. And then as a comedian, what I love is that shows how much I love doing it because I don't need it. I don't need to be here. But I still am getting up at 7 or 6 o'clock every morning to go to work and work out. And like, obviously I've got in better shape since I started comedy. It's not like I've let anything go like away and stuff. So it's like, I'm still doing my fitness. I'm still hanging out with my friends. I'm still seeing like doing extracurricular stuff. I'm still working 8 hours for like my business, like 5 days a week. I'm working at the club 3 or 4 nights a week. It just shows you how badly I want to be good and how I like doing it because I don't need it.
Right, yeah, and that's where it's like it is. I was thinking about this too because I'm also not as handsome as you, but I've been told.
You're handsome, cousin.
I've been told, yeah, almost a similar thing, and it's kind of.
You've been told that before?
Yeah,
like you're too.
Not as often as you, but
obviously, no.
I keep looking at myself in the mirror, and I just like.
You're having a good hair day.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I know, I can't stop.
I wasn't. That's why I couldn't have them.
Hey, yeah, you say this. You know all the tricks.
I see. I'm just coming up with them on the fly. Yeah.
I was gonna say like that'd be, being in shape. That'd be like kind of a silver lining when you stop working out. Like, okay, well, if you put on a little weight, you might get funnier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's presentation. I mean, look at the headliner last night, Wall Smith. He literally is dressed like the most ridiculous comic up there. Like he's wearing short shorts. He's got his like headband on. He's wearing like whatever. So it's like that's his thing. Like he likes to have that funny look and appearance. Think about it. It
adds to it for sure.
It adds to it. Like he makes a joke and he looks like that. It's gonna hit a lot harder than like my douchebag looking self making that same joke. It might not hit. They're like, you don't look funny. You just look like whatever. Like you got it figured out, or you look like a cocky motherfucker. This guy is literally dressed in like the most vulnerable thing you could be dressed in. It's like whatever he says, I feel like it's only gonna be hyped.
Right, and that's the thing too. That's how you know it's really his thing, and it works well because Kenny's strict about no shorts on stage, but
he lets that rule go for long.
Yeah, and I did ask him about that, and he said that it's because he's a headliner, and
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because one time at a Dirty show, Kenny told me I had to go change
because I wear shorts.
Yeah, but
I've never on the problem. I've never worn shorts on stage. I think shorts are feminine. No, I'm just kidding. No, like especially these. No, no, I was gonna say, no. You ever seen the show The Sopranos? You ever heard the show Sopranos?
Oh, of course.
So there's a whole like thing out there where I saw a clip on it where one of the guys on The Sopranos talks about how James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano, got a call from a mob guy, but he didn't know it was mom. It was an anonymous call, and the guy goes, "Yo, I'm from the mob, and the Don doesn't wear shorts." And click, hung up the phone. Like a real Don doesn't wear shorts because in one of the episodes he was barbecuing and he was in shorts. Tony Soprano, and the mob told him to say a real like Don of the mob would not wear shorts,
even in the summertime.
Literally, even in the summertime. So then they took that note, and he stopped wearing shorts for like subsequent seasons. He was not wearing any more shorts.
Yeah.
Because they got a call from the fucking mom. Like, what?
Yeah, I see that though. Like it's definitely like more like professional and to be wearing pants.
I just like it. Like, I just feel like, I just like, to that, I wouldn't I did casual Sunday today with the jeans, but, no, dude, I definitely like, wearing pants. I think it just looks a little bit more like presentable. I try to always look like, I don't know if you notice, I always try to look like clean cut, like, I like, button down, something like that. Like, I don't dress up in a suit. I don't dress up for it. Like, I don't put a jacket on or anything, but I definitely don't dress up like, I'm going to the beach that day when I'm on stage.
So, I see what, like everyone has their look and like like a Nate Roscoe shout out. He's got the tuxedo.
Yeah, he does tuxedo. Like, nothing wrong with that. It's not for me. It's not for me. Just like dressing like I just roll out of bed. It's not for me either. So it's like I like to pick somewhere in between the two worlds. Like, look presentable, look good on stage, and I can run with that shtick. Now I can, because that's my persona. I like looking good. I like having people know that I like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So when I tell a joke, I can kind of play the asshole part more because I look like a victim. And then I can kind of play like kind of the cocky douchebag because I look like it. And then I can kind of go back to like maybe being like more like talk about like having a doctorate because I'm wearing a polo and slacks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm kind of playing to like the preppy kind of like villain douchey look, and you have to look presentable to be that guy. Nobody is jealous of the guy who looks like he just rolled out of bed and is wearing pajamas on stage. Nobody wants to look like that.
Which is why I think it kind of have to be self-deprecating because when you look like that, if you're coming off too cocky, people might hate you more.
Yeah, nobody feels bad for somebody who has it good. Nobody feels bad for the billionaires. Look at the guy who got shot. Nobody felt bad for him. They were like rooting it on. Like, the dude got shot in the street and everyone's just like, fuck yeah, he's a CEO. He has a job for a company that rejects, like, obviously, I hate insurance companies. So I'm not saying I loved when he like died or didn't like when he died. All I'm saying is that people were celebrating a husband dying on the street in cold blood because he happened to be fortunate and like well off and make decisions and stuff like that. Like be a multi-millionaire, Everyone would feel bad if like it was a homeless man that got shot in the head or something like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's like that's crazy that people didn't really care about it. Like,
you saw that there was no backlash on it. Yeah, it was a human being that shot and then no one cared. Like, everyone's just like, yeah, fuck yeah, that guy's awesome. I'm like, what? That guy's awesome.
I don't think like all the fucked up stuff that the insurance company. I don't think that was all his fault.
No, I mean, he didn't invent insurance companies. It's like it wasn't his idea. He just happened to be the guy in charge at that time.
Anyone else?
Of one insurance company.
I'm sure anyone else would have like killed the straight places of that guy.
Yeah, so it's just like exactly. It's like. You can judge politicians for being like shiesty and corrupt and all you want, but like, who knows what you would do if you were put in that position? We just asked the Saudi Arabia question earlier. It's like the same thing like with politicians. If I had $5 million, sign this. No, don't even read what's on it so your conscience is clear. Just sign this, and you're going to get $5 million worth of perks. Would you do it, or would you be like, no, I'm going to take the moral road and make $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year as a senator? No, you'd be like, I'll take the $5 million extra a year just to sign this and stuff. Like, most people would take that deal. That's why our government is the way it is. It's like all guys that become multi-millionaires often $150,000 to $200,000 a year salary.
Yeah, it's a messed up system.
Yeah, but I mean, like, no one feels bad for those people. If a politician dies, nobody cares a lot of times.
Yeah. I was thinking of another comedian that has a bit like where it's like you don't care if someone like a politician.
Yeah, or like if a good-looking guy then fails or like gets rejected by a girl, it's like that's funny. But it's like a little nerdy guy gets rejected, it's like, oh, we feel bad or something like that. It's like, so on stage, it's like I had to find my thing. It's like I like to connect with everybody, but it's like I also know how I look and I can kind of play to that. And then I can also like bring it full circle and show that like I'm not above, just like no one is above like being ridiculed, being roasted, being made fun of. Like we all are roastable, we all have flaws, we all like have tendencies, and it's funny to point them out.
Yeah. It kind of like, and that's what I think is nice too, like when there are so many different like types of people. Like on Friday at Sunshine, like there's like these like redneck looking guys. There's like a group of black people, like and then all different types of people. But I wrote like the headline came back on for the open mic, and he was like making fun of like black guys, also the redneck, and it just like
Brought everyone together.
yeah, and it just was like a good vibe.
Yeah, that's the best. It's like when you bring everyone together, either hating you, because that's the quickest way to get people to vibe is to bring them against a common enemy. So like sometimes I'll like make jokes and I want to bring everyone to not like me, but then I'm going to soften you guys up because I'm going to make fun of myself. So it's almost like I'm trying to converge you guys to not like me. So they're like, this guy, what's wrong with this guy? Like, yeah, this guy's kind of a douchebag. And then it's like now let me rip on myself for 3 minutes, and then everyone's like, oh, okay, then never mind. Like this guy isn't like just like that guy. He's like not just a frat bro that want to get on stage and just make fun of us. He's a guy who actually has an act, and he has opinions on stuff, and he's not just like, making fun of our looks or like our vibe or our answers, as dumb as they can be sometimes when you talk to the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. If you make fun of yourself, it kind of gives you more ground to make fun of you.
Of course. Yeah. But it's great to bring everyone together. That's the best part.
Right. Yeah. That's what's just so nice. You don't get that, like, everyone's on their phone and stuff, and like it's just kind of nice to like put like everything aside and see live comedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, dude, I had so much fun, man. I appreciate you having me on for sure.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for coming out. So this is Dr. Chris B. Do you want to like plug your Instagram or anything?
Sure, yeah. If you want to follow me, I'm on Dr. Chris B Comedy. I post a lot of different reels, a lot of crowd work because I love the improvisational stuff. I like the roasting stuff. So yeah, that's the crux of what I put up. So yeah, if you like a good crowd work action, follow me at Dr. Chris B Comedy on Instagram.
Kind of sounds like Matt Rife because he was accused of being too good looking too. He's
and I don't see it. I mean, there's some comics that like I feel like it definitely hurts them, but like with Rife, like he's a good looking guy, but he's definitely like
he's for the ladies.
He's for the ladies. He's definitely like he's not a man's man. He's not like a blue collar like attraction.
Nah.
He's not like a cowboy. He's not like a Cheo. Like Cheo's got like that masculine type of like look to him.
Yeah.
He looks like he gets his nails done. You know what I mean, Matt Rife?
Yeah.
Hopefully this goes viral.
Yeah.
Matt Rife looks like
Matt
Rife looks like the guy who would get manicures and pedicures. Does he not? He looks like he goes every Monday to get manicures and pedicures.
Yeah.
Put that on.
Okay, Jerry, flip that right there.
Put that.
Yeah. And Matt Rife looks like the type of guy that sits when he pees.
There you go. I completely agree.
Okay, cool. Flip that too.
Flip that.
Alright, we'll each get our own Matt Rife club. Alright. Yeah, but okay, cool. Yeah, I'll drop that in the description too. So follow Chris. And thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Open Mic Pod, and we'll see you guys next time.